the blow that echoed through stars. It was supposed to be a trivial act. On the mining colony of Narithroman III, a crowded marketplace bustled with traders from across the Orion Arm. Humans, still considered young among the stars, had earned a place there through stubborn grit and relentless labor. They sold ore, crops, and hard-won goods side by side with towering alien merchants. But peace is fragile. A human child, barely 6 years old, had bumped into an alien officer of the Cathari Imperium, spilling a goblet of spiced nectar onto his polished chest plate. The officer, a decorated enforcer with curved fangs and ceremonial armor, did not pause. He did not scold. He did not even see a child. Instead, he raised a clawed hand and struck. The blow threw the boy across the stone floor. Silence fell over the bazaar. His small frame lay motionless, his mother screaming, clutching him to her chest. The officer sneered, his voice carrying over the horrified crowd. Humans breed too freely. Perhaps fewer will serve the galaxy better. One act, one moment of cruelty, and a spark lit the fuse of something far greater. The mockery of the powerful. The report spread within hours. News feeds replayed the footage, grainy, shaky, but undeniable. The Cathari officer's smirk, the child's limp body, the mother's cry. Across alien courts, the reaction was casual amusement. On the council floor of the Union of Stars, delegates scoffed. "Earth will protest," one said. "They always do, but they will not act." In the mess halls of Cathari warships, soldiers laughed. "The hairless apes whimper again," they jeered. "Let them whine in their dirt sphere parliament. They will not risk war over a single brat." Even allies, those who had once traded with humans, whispered doubt. Earth was too new, too civilized. They had joined interstellar law, signed treaties, played by rules written long before their arrival. No one expected more than petitions. No one feared more than words. The galaxy mistook patience for weakness. The silence before the storm. Earth remained quiet. For 3 days, no official statement, no declaration, no threats. The alien councils interpreted this as surrender. Their markets swelled with mockery. Satirists broadcast skits of fragile humans clutching their pups. Cathari broadcasts boasted of their lesson in discipline. But in that silence, something ancient stirred. Across Earth's orbital yards, dormant shipyards lit up like dawn breaking. In Luna's shadow, dry docks opened vaults sealed since the last solar war. From Titan's ship mines, fleets began to rise, dark silhouettes against Saturn's rings. The Terran Strategic Command, silent for generations, activated protocols older than the colonies themselves. Files marked only Leviathan Directive flickered awake. When the silence broke, it was not with words. It was with movement. The first omen. The Cathari officer's cruiser never reached home. Halfway across the trade corridor, the vessel's comms filled with a single sound, a heartbeat. Boom, boom, boom. No words, no demand, just a steady human pulse echoing in every channel. Then the stars themselves darkened. Out of FTL rupture came a ship unlike anything in living memory, an Earth dreadnought, its black armor veined with molten lines, a relic never decommissioned, never admitted. The cruiser tried to hail, tried to flee, tried to fight. But the dreadnought's guns spoke once, and the Cathari vessel ceased to exist. That was the warning shot. Humanity's response unleashed. The galaxy expected protests. They received Armageddon. From Sol, fleets surged outward, carrier groups blotting out suns, their hulls marked with the old Terran eagle. On colony worlds, militia banners were raised, old insignias dusted off, and soldiers marched to transports. From Mars came silence, then thousands of railgun platforms rising into orbit like a crown of fire. The comms of the galaxy filled with one human transmission, repeated endlessly in every tongue. One child struck, one world burned, we are coming. Alien navies scrambled, shocked that Earth even possessed such fleets. How could a young race raise dreadnoughts rivaling empires older than human civilization? They did not know. They had never asked what Earth kept in reserve. Retribution like fire from heaven. The first to fall was the Kethari capital moon. Human fleets emerged from hyperspace in perfect silence. No negotiation, no ultimatum. Railguns fired slugs the size of towers, tearing through planetary shields like cloth. Orbital towers collapsed in streaks of molten debris. Barracks were flattened before soldiers even understood war had begun. On the surface, survivors looked up to see human troop ships descending, black dropships blotting out the skies. Armored infantry stormed the streets like storms given flesh. The Kethari who once laughed were dragged from their halls, their monuments cracked, their armies scattered in hours. Other empires panicked, broadcasting pleas. Restrain, Earth, restraint. Not for one child, surely not for this. But restraint was gone. Patience had ended. The galaxy realizes its mistake. When the union of stars gathered to condemn Earth, their chamber shook as the shadow of a Terran dreadnought eclipsed their station. On open comms, every delegate heard a human voice, calm, measured, merciless. You told yourselves we were weak. You told yourselves we would not act. You mistook silence for surrender. That was your final mistake. Then the stars outside their windows were filled with entire fleets, surrounding the council station like a noose. For the first time in centuries, the Union fell into silence. War beyond comprehension. World after world burned, not slaughter, precision. Humanity did not waste rage. Shipyards that armed the officers' fleet were annihilated. Supply depots feeding Kethari garrisons vanished into glassed craters. Command centers were decapitated in surgical strikes so swift, so absolute, that alien officers died with orders still half-spoken. On the ground, human special forces operated like shadows. Entire battalions disappeared in the night, their weapons turned against their own. Galactic observers recorded fleets moving in perfect silence, perfect formation, as though Earth had waited centuries not just to defend, but to avenge. No resistance mattered. No treaty shielded the guilty. The galaxy's arrogance had awakened something it could not survive. The aftermath of fire. When it ended, the galaxy lay in stunned quiet. The Kethari Imperium was shattered, its fleets scattered, its worlds under occupation, its arrogance reduced to ash. The Union of Stars dared not speak against Earth, for their halls were still scarred with dreadnought shadows. Even distant empires, those untouched, whispered new words in their courts. Do not provoke Earth. On Narithroman III, the marketplace where it began was rebuilt, not as it was, but as a monument. A towering statue of the fallen child now stands there, small, fragile, yet the spark of vengeance vast enough to burn empires. And at its base is carved a human phrase, translated into every alien tongue. We are patient, but our vengeance is infinite. The whispered fear. Survivors told the tale in hushed voices. Alien officers warned their cadets. Merchants silenced jokes when humans walked by. For in the span of days, The galaxy had learned a truth carved in fire and iron. Earth is not weak, Earth is not tame, Earth waits, and when provoked, Earth brings the galaxy down. The stars themselves seemed dimmer in the shadow of that revelation. The galaxy trembled, whispering the new commandment: never strike a human again.